This gluten-free cheese and herb pizza crust recipe comes from All Recipes member Lisa. Member Amy comments, "Fantastic," adding, "I make personal pizza crust for my daughter, and these are her favorite gluten-free crusts so far." Begin by preheating the oven to 425 degrees and line a baking sheet or a 15-inch round pizza pan with parchment paper, as suggested by many All Recipes members. In a large bowl, combine 3/4 cup of gluten-free all-purpose baking flour, a 1/4 cup of garbanzo bean flour, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, a 1/4 cup of tapioca starch, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. All Recipes member Goober Pie suggests using rice flour instead of garbanzo if you're not a fan of bean flavor. Now stir in 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, a ½ teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. 1 cup of 110-degree lukewarm water into a small bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of sugar and stir together to dissolve. Sprinkle a 0.25-ounce package of active dry yeast over the top of the sugar water and set aside until it becomes foamy, 3 to 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll whisk together 1 egg and 1½ teaspoons of olive oil, a ½ teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and a ½ teaspoon of minced garlic. Once the yeast is foamy, whisk it into the egg mixture. Then, stir the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients until no dry lumps remain. All Recipes member Green Mama comments, "This crust will not be anything like the consistency of wheat pizza crust. It's very gooey, but once it's baked, it comes out perfect." Lightly spray the parchment paper with cooking spray. Then transfer the dough on top of it and evenly spread it out. A damp spatula works great. Lisa, the member who submitted this recipe, recommends par-baking the crust in the preheated oven until it rises and firms up slightly, 10 to 12 minutes. Then top the pizza with your favorite toppings and bake for another 20 to 30 minutes. For a crisper crust, remove the pizza and bake directly on the oven rack for an additional 5 minutes. All Recipes member Amy says this gluten-free cheese and herb pizza crust is fantastic, adding, "It freezes really well